Welcome back to Life Lessons. I suck at vlogging, but what I don't suck at is life insurance. This week we're going to talk about what is a beneficiary. Simply put, the beneficiary is the person who gets paid. On a life insurance policy, it's the person who gets paid if you die. There are two categories of beneficiary. The first is primary, the second being contingent. All those terms mean simply is that if you should die and your primary beneficiary is still living, they are the one that gets paid. Your contingent beneficiary is who gets paid if your primary beneficiary is already deceased when you die. Maybe you die in the same car accident. Maybe you named a spouse a number of years ago. They passed away and you never got around to updating your beneficiary. That's what the contingent beneficiary is named for. Another option for setting up a contingent beneficiary rather than naming a primary and a contingent would be to simply designate your primary beneficiaries as either per capita or per stirpes. Those are Latin phrases. Per capita means by the head, and per stirpes means by the roots. If you have multiple beneficiaries named as primary beneficiaries, say all of your children, and you name them per capita, when you die, if one of your children died before you, then the remaining surviving children will split the policy equally. If you name them per stirpes, or by the roots, then if you die, if one of your children has already died before you, that child's children will inherit. Let's talk a little bit about who can be named as a beneficiary, or who is commonly named as a beneficiary. Now, in my experience, by far the most common beneficiary named on any life insurance policy is the spouse. Some states even require that the spouse be named as the primary beneficiary, or you have to get your spouse to sign off on it. That would be community property states like Wisconsin, where I am. Outside of the spouse, the next most commonly named beneficiary would be the children. Now, if you're going to name your children as beneficiaries and they're minors, there's some things that you should keep in mind. First of all, minors can't inherit, so you're going to have to name a guardian. That is going to be the person that you entrust to take care of those funds for your minor child. The best way to accomplish this is to have a will. Have you read my blog post on wills yet? You better go do it. Next, you could name non-relatives, maybe a close friend, a fiance, a significant other, or your business or your charity. Why do you need to name a beneficiary? Well, let's take a look at what happens if you die and there is no beneficiary named on your life insurance policy. In some states, it's not that difficult. Your surviving spouse will simply be paid. But if you have no surviving spouse or you're not in a community property state, then the funds go into your estate. Then the funds would go into your estate. If you died with a will, then the probate court will apply your will in order to determine where the money goes. If you died without a will, they have to make their best guess. Most commonly, it will just pass to your closest surviving heir anyway, but it does add a lot of hassle and rigmarole for your heirs to go through to inherit money that you wanted them to get anyway. Now, what if you name a beneficiary and then later you get divorced, your business shuts down, you decide you don't want to donate to that charity anymore? It's very easy actually to change your beneficiary, and as long as you've named your beneficiaries revocably rather than irrevocably, you can change them anytime you want. Usually all that's needed is a simple form that you fill out with their name, address, sometimes date of birth, sometimes social security number, and you sign it and send it in, and the beneficiary gets updated. Some states, again, like Wisconsin and other community property states, if you are changing your beneficiary to somebody other than your spouse, you might have to have your spouse sign off on it. That's it in a nutshell. Beneficiary is pretty cut and dried. You should name one, and you should review and make sure yours are up to date, because life happens and things change. As usual, feel free to leave any questions in the comments below. Get in touch with us on Facebook or via our website, www.cfg4u.com. Thanks for watching.